Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So we are just continuing with working on the shop. I got quite a bit of stuff. As you can see, I have a door. Probably can't see behind there, but I got the last two windows that I needed, which are here and here. That's going to be the last window for the office, and then the last small window for this spot right here. I got the wood, which is behind me. That's going to be for the roof of the office. And I've gotten a little bit more work done since the last video. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to work. I'll do a quick recap of what I've gotten done since the last video. Okay, so one of the main things I've been working on is the office area. And as you can see, I put in flashing around the bottom edge, around this side, and I have this siding up on this wall already, so I'm going to be doing the siding on the front there pretty soon. And like I said, I have all the wood to finish the roof for that, and then it'll just be ordering the metal for that portion, and then the entire roof will be done. I did get one coat of paint on the front fascia here. Let me move around to the side. Another thing that I got done was I got the purlins here trimmed, and then I got this piece of fascia put in, and then you can see up at the top I added in a little wraparound there that basically just goes, follows the roof line. I will be getting caps for this that basically kind of go over the top and then wrap around, and that's going to be on all the side sections of roofing. So I'm going to get this buttoned up, this last bit of house wrap, and then I can start throwing siding up on this wall now that that upper window's in the office. And I got to do the house wrap on the back. Let me walk you out here. Hi boys. Hi Hunty. School. Good boy. So we take a quick walk upstairs. Okay, enough. Oh, I also got my circuit breaker panel, and I got some breakers. I'm not quite ready to start this project. That's going to be a video of its own. This is the disconnect for the generator. I'm still waiting on the generator. I ordered a big plug that basically goes from the generator into this disconnect. So that'll be like my main power. Let's head upstairs. So this entire wall is now done. Fully insulated and tar paper on there. Of course, that was because I was able to get the back wall, or the outside of that wall, done. And then I will continue around. There's not going to be any electrical running through this wall, so that's why I buttoned everything up. I will have some electrical that will be coming in here. This is where my desk is going to be. So there will be outlets here. There's going to be a light switch somewhere on the outside of this wall, somewhere in here. So as I come up the stairs, I can flip on the lights. And then of course, a light up there. And then I will also be adding an outlet, most likely up in this corner. And that is going to be because I'm going to have a camera mounted to the back side of the shop here, looking towards the back of the property. Because eventually this is going to be a paddock out here where all the chickens and turkeys and eventually goats are going to be. So that's pretty much caught up to where I am now. And now I'm going to start doing some work. All right, so that was pretty easy. Just cutting that opening out using a Sawzall. So installing a door is not super difficult. You basically set the door in place. You want to use silicone on the bottom. Usually typically what I do is I just do like a really tight zigzag across the whole opening, and then I set the threshold down on top of that. Once you set that in place, Then it's just a matter of squaring up your door, adding in shims. You want to make sure that your door frame is as square as possible because that's going to affect the door itself opening and closing. So this is just a standard cased door from Home Depot. I think this was like $230 or something like that. It is a 36 by 80 left-hand in-swing. So when you're buying a door, it has all this information on here. It even gives you the rough opening measurements, 38¼ by 82. Yeah, so make sure to go around, pull. There's always all kinds of staples on here. There's plastic pieces like down there on the bottom, if you see that. All that needs to be pulled off prior to installing the door. So I'm gonna get this thing prepped and get it ready to put in. All right, so I have the door in place, and as you can see, I made the opening very big. I think at the time that I framed this out, I was just doing it from memory. I didn't actually look at the measurement of the rough door opening, so I just kind of guessed. And you can see there's a small piece of 2x6 right there, so that's filling in the gap almost perfectly. It's a little snug, and I want a little bit of space in case I need to, shim the door one way or the other. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting a 2x6 piece for the top and for this side, and then what I'm doing is ripping it on the saw. So basically just cutting it down to 1¼ inch just to fill that gap, and then that should give me about 1/4 to, maybe just under 1/2 inch of play either way. All right, so there's my silicone on the bottom. And if you look at this threshold plate or bottom plate, you can see that there's the metal here where there's a pocket and then there's a flat. You want to make sure that the silicone's where the flat is, because here it's not going to touch anything, so it's not really going to seal anything. And for this, you should use 100% silicone. It's better than, like caulking or regular stuff. So it's just more waterproof. So this is ready. I'm about to slide the door up into place, and then I'll start getting this tacked in. You can see my furring strips all the way around. So it's a nice snug fit now, but there's just a little bit of room for adjustment. So typically when you're putting the screws in here, they'll give you extra screws, which are these stainless screws, and they leave one spot out on the hinge. So you have these screws to drive in, and that's on the hinge side. If you want to do additional screws, typically what you do is you pull this seal back, this weather seal, and then you shoot a screw in right there so that the seal covers it up. So as you're going around to the other side of the door, that's where you're going to run your screws in at. And then, of course, you'll have to do, whatever lock stuff that you got to do. So yeah, let me get this buttoned up, got my shims going, get this done. All right, so those windows are installed. That was pretty sketchy in the back there with that ladder, because it was just, there's no like stable ground out there. It's just a lot of like ruts and whatnot. And then the door is finished for now. I didn't get a doorknob yet. And of course I got to also trim out the front side, but the door is installed. Take a look back here. Yeah, so it's just big rut, all this stupid guinea grass. This is all going to get cleared out eventually. My neighbor has an excavator he rented, so I'm going to come in here, and he said that I could use it for a day or two, and then hopefully, and then that way I can get this whole area cleared out back here, at least like another 10 or 15 feet back. And then eventually there will be a sidewalk back here. Speaking of which, I ordered concrete So this is going to get poured at the end of the month, as well as our carport pad is going to get poured at the end of the month. So pretty soon this is going to be concrete. I can't wait for that because it's been like this for months and months. All right, so moving on, I'm getting all the blocking cut. I have the first 4 pieces basically here, and then as you can see, I tapered the edge so that it matches the rafters upstairs. And where this blocking is going to go is up here, basically in between. So I'm getting ready to put that blocking in right now. So I got to pull this tarp back, and hopefully it doesn't rain, but we'll see how it goes. So never fails. Of course, when I'm working on the roof, it starts raining. So I got to hurry up and try and get this tarp back on because it's getting very wet in here. Whew. Well, Mother Nature always wins. I think I'm done working on the shop for today. Unless I can go find something to do on the inside. But this was the main thing I was trying to get done right now. So we will wait until it's not so rainy. I got this door trimmed out, and I got the first coat of paint on there. And then, as you saw earlier in the video, this was a mess. I mean, it's still kind of a mess. But my neighbor that rented the excavator brought it over here for a couple days. Last weekend, actually, I did it and I cleared all this out. And you can see there's a lot of trash there because whoever lived here before us, this is where they were piling their trash, which is pretty terrible. I don't understand. But anyway, this is going to get filled with gravel. And then, you know, ultimately there will be a 4-foot sidewalk here. And then I will be putting some kind of a fence back up here. Right now, this is just open. So if these guys get too curious, they could probably find a way through. No, you don't need to be going over here. And then I also cleared around the other side of the house, the shop too. So I'm working up on the back side of the shop, side, I don't know. Go through the fence. So as you can see, I cleared a bunch of this stuff here too. Right now I'm working on this side of the shop. As you can see, I got all the remaining house wrap put on and buttoned up, and I'm getting ready to start putting siding on over here. Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I only have 5 sheets, so I could either do the entire bottom row, which basically the 8 foot's going to go right to the bottom of that window. My one problem with that is that there's a lot of rain on this side because there's no overhang on the roof yet, which of course it's been raining all day. Now it's sunny, so I guess I could work on the roof, but over there's some big gray clouds, so I'm gonna kind of wait until there's a day that's gonna be sunny all day before I continue with that. I don't want to get caught with the roof with tarp off again and flood the office. So my other option is to do 3 sheets and then do 2 sheets so that that whole section is done, and then I'll just have 2 remaining sheets to put up here. And I think that's what I'm going to go for, because if I do just the bottom row, the rain comes in here, it'll actually get behind that piece of siding and go down the Tyvek, which should be fine. It should work its way to the bottom and just come out, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the other piece up there on top of it. So we'll see. I'm going to do one or the other and then I'll be back. All right. So it has been pouring rain on and off. On my phone, the sky looks kind of blue, but it's actually getting dark. It's like 5:30, 5:45, something like that. So I went ahead and I just did the entire wall. as opposed to doing up and down. What I did end up doing, if you can see up there, is I put Tyvek tape over the seam, if you can see that, on both sides of the window. So that way any rain that does come down the Tyvek, and as you can see there's raindrops all over there because this side gets hit by rain because there's no overhang yet. So I opted to do that rather than trying to do all these cutouts, and I'd have to remove the tarp to actually do that up there anyway. So yeah, turned out good. So that's another wall done pretty much. As you can see, I added some white paint here, and I also got in some 40 mil, it's like a subliner, subseal membrane, I guess they call it. So there's going to be membrane that's going to go over this entire wall here, and then this is all going to get backfilled. So this whole area here is going to get backfilled with gravel and rock, and basically come up to just about the line there of the first brick. So that's right about where the gravel will get filled up to. And of course, before I do that, I have to build a wall out on the backside to extend, because eventually the sidewalk will be back there, and then that is also where I'm going to put my air compressor. So I'm going to build the block wall up to match, go out 4 feet, and then go 4 feet that way, so that it's enclosed and out of the weather, and it'll have a little roof on it and everything. And I need to do something similar up here to connect this block wall to the lava bank that's right here. Hey, what are you doing out here? Huh? You're not supposed to be past the fence. So that'll be in another video, but for right now, this is pretty cool. Got another wall done, so that's 3 walls down. Just the back wall left, and then the office. All right, so I'm working inside the shop today because it is supposed to be raining all day today. And I'm working on this, finishing out this wall right now. I got a couple more scrap panels, and you can see they're not quite the same color, but that's fine. So there's 2 of the more gray ones and then 2 of the more blue ones. So I have my other 2 panels here. This one will end up getting cut down because it'll be maybe just about 12 inches or so against the wall there. One thing that I did have to do was, because of the layout of the ribs, I had to relocate this outlet. It was on this side of the beam, so I had to move it over to that side so that it would be on the flat of the metal, which I just cut out right here. I just put a little paint on the edges so that there wasn't exposed metal, just so it shouldn't rust, but who knows. So I'm going to get these pieces up, get this one cut and get it up, and then this wall will be done. Okay, so this wall is done. I'm gonna have to get a big plate for that. I ended up cutting the hole slightly too big, so it was actually outside the cover plate. But I just lined it with some electrical tape for now, and I'll get an oversized plate for that. But this wall is done, and I had enough left over that I was able to do this piece on this side. So I just filled in, the insulation there, and then the bottom here will be pallet wood, which will be, what this whole wall is going to be. So nice, another wall done. What I'm going to work on now is start filling all this space with insulation, since I have the wall on the outside, and then I'm going to close out this wall. And basically it's going to be the same as these walls here, just plywood painted white. And I'm going to basically go to this corner here, and then whatever I end up doing up in the office, that will be that there. So the plywood will be here, and it'll be going this way. Basically just following out this bottom board all the way to there. So that'll be plywood. Jigsaw pieces. Whew. Man, it's been a while since I've done a painting time lapse. That's pretty exciting stuff. So anyway, I'm going to be ending this video. Got a bit done, the outside wall here, finished this inside wall mostly here. You know, finished the front wall with the metal on the inside, along with all the other stuff, installing windows, doors, everything in this video. This is probably going to be the last video that I do like this, just because I'm sure it's getting a little monotonous. It's just all these little things that still need to be done. I feel like I'm getting very close, but there's still so much to do. And it's just going to take time. I mean, trying to pay cash for everything, I only have so much cash, so it takes time. But anyway, I will continue doing the stuff. My main focus, as I said in the last video, is going to be getting the exterior all buttoned up. So I have pretty much just the area around the office and then this back wall left to do. I have the roof left to put on the office. That'll probably be a little while before I actually get the metal, but I'll be able to get the purlins and everything else up as long as I have a sunny day come up here soon. It's been raining pretty much every day the last, I don't know, few weeks. And I think all next week and maybe even the following week still supposed to be raining. Springtime, end of winter, springtime, it's raining in Hawaii. That's how it is. But like I said, I probably won't be doing any more videos like this. I'll just show an update once I get things done. My next video that will probably be coming out is going to be installing the circuit breaker panel, because I have that now, and I think everything I need to install it. I still need to run electrical to the office and also to the CNC room, which is below the office. Get my outlets installed, switches, lights, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably do a video soon of getting Wi-Fi installed in the shop and the equipment that I'm going to use for that. That'll probably be a short video, but I just want to show like what I'm going to be using. And then just continuing getting stuff built. Once the exterior is buttoned up, my next focus is going to be the grinder room. I want to get that finished out and get my stuff set up in there so that I can start forging. I could technically forge now, but I wouldn't really be able to finish any knives that I made or whatever I was making, because I don't have my grinders set up, sanders, etc., bandsaw, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the grinding room will be next after that. But anyway, I've been talking enough. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I promise my videos will be more exciting in the future. All right, guys, have a good weekend. It's Easter tomorrow. I know you won't see this till Friday, so hope everyone had a good Easter. Aloha.